This is the final review video of the Chinese drama Find Yourself. 下一站是幸福。Hi, you're watching Avenue X, where a junkie on good storytelling shares their thoughts, knowledge, and occasional weird ideas on stories and how they're told. I really do appreciate this drama, so I think it deserves a second video. It happened during the very depressing time for a lot of Chinese people when they're stuck at home, that they can't do anything, they can't go back to work, can't go back to school, everything is super uncertain. Every day you go on internet and you just see the horrendous news happening. This drama becomes an antidote to it because it happens every day, most of the time, like apart from the weekend. And almost every episode is quite funny in different ways. And I just feel really appreciative towards the happiness, the sunshine that it brings into my life. So I mean, you can say this is a final review video, but in a way it's also my personal thanks to this drama. There's only probably one thing about this drama that I'm not very happy with, which is it's actually a much shorter drama than what it appears. On Mango TV's website, it's a 42 episode drama, but if you've been watching it, you know that what they've done is they kind of replay like the last 5, 6, 7 minutes of the previous episode when they update new episodes. And each episode is very, very fluid in terms of how long it ends up being. Had they edited it in the proper way, which usually is about 45 minutes per episode, then this drama probably would just be about 30, slightly more than 30 episodes long. So the 42 episodes thing is a very Mango TV thing that they always do to all kinds of dramas that end up on their platform to extend its occupation in people's mind. Apart from that, which really doesn't have anything to do with the drama itself, it is to do with the platform that broadcasts it. Everything else I really do appreciate. The first thing of Find Yourself that I do highly appreciate is it uses the actor and actress's real voice. Right? It's no dubbing. Even if they're probably ADR'd here and there, it's still that actor or actress who are playing that roles. It adds so much to the reality, especially for contemporary dramas, because it's closer to the viewers. If you use dubbing for contemporary dramas, it tends to appear really fake, like faker, than say period dramas. The second thing I think I really do appreciate is the story itself. This story is written with a lot of details, a lot of realities. Yes, it contains a lot of comedy that may not happen all the time in life, but it's done in a way that makes you believe in it and makes it feel real. There's no obvious dragging, obvious watered down, obvious people just standing there and talk for half an episode and nothing happens. Every interaction, every exchange of dialogue is pushing the story towards a particular direction. I also really do like how the dialogues are written. It's engaging, it's fun, it's sitting at the right balance point of being dramatic, interesting enough, but also being real enough so that you believe it could happen. Although this drama's comedy and a lot of its hooks, right on huge amount of coincidences, that very intriguing, relationship between characters and how they position themselves, in the kinship, in the social ties, and how their love and romance relationship screw up that entire sort of standard human relationships and creating a lot of conflict and comedy. It's a lot of coincidences, but they've done it very well, so that at certain later episodes, when you get to a scene where all those hidden, like landmines are exploding at the same time, it becomes an extremely heightened comedic and fun moment to watch. It shows that this script did went through a lot of thinking, a lot of planning, definitely a lot of intentionally, put there to make it dramatic things, but it's done with a lot of skills. So it doesn't feel forced. It feels it happens within the character's world very naturally and reasonably. It's not that easy to do these things. You often come across dramas that has so many coincidences that's written so poorly that it really feels like the process of getting there is not valid, whereas this drama just makes it all works really well. There's a lot of details also that they put into the props that make you also believe in the reality of the characters. For example, our lead character He Fanxin's family, where she lives with her parents. If you notice, the door, like their front door, the inside of the door, has a lot of scratch marks. It is showing that they have a dog, and quite a big dog, 贝勒爷, that caused these marks. It's never mentioned, it just happens in the shot. If you notice it, it just suddenly brings you into that reality, and there are a lot of things like such in this drama, and you don't really see that very often in a lot of dramas. The third thing I really do appreciate is the array of characters this drama gave us. We can say that in this drama, nobody is really the bad guy, or there isn't a clear bad guy. Everybody is treated as three-dimensional people. They have things that you like about them, and they also do things a little bit questionable and you don't always agree with. Maybe the only person, right, that just has no excuse is this guy. He really just is a coward and irresponsible person, and I'm very happy for Xiaoyu to decide eventually to totally ditch him and cut him out of her life. I think apart from him, who really just doesn't have excuses for being a jerk, everyone else is lovable, but sometimes makes you feel really annoyed. And I think because I've seen so many low quality scripts and very poorly written characters from Chinese dramaland, you are either a perfect holy person that has no spot on your morality, or you are just evil for evil's sake. So when I come across this drama that gave me so many characters who I really truly can relate to, I know certain things they do I would agree, and certain things they do I don't agree, but it doesn't inhibit me from loving them and liking them as characters, and if they are real people in life, probably like them too. Because who can really vouch, right, for themselves or for the people they love that they're all perfect in every way? Dramas need to give you interesting things, and interesting things happens because people are flawed. In this drama, it treats every character in that way. Doesn't matter if you are the main lead or if you're the supporting roles, everybody is given a chance to be a very full and rounded person. There are many subplot lines, many second, third, fourth couples in the drama, and every couple and every pairing of people and their dynamics are different, but they're all treated with care. The main lead romance definitely is interesting to watch. The brother and the student couple, right, is absolutely adorable and so funny. Even Changhuan and Congxiao's story is kind of happening right from the beginning till the end, although they don't always show up all the time. That line is actually pretty well written and really enjoyable and lovely too. There are a couple of characters, I think on China's internet, that are more controversial than others. For example, second male lead, Ye Luming's character, played by Wang Yaoqing. At a certain point, a lot of people really dislike him. Some of the maneuverings he's done to get the girl's heart that are definitely not 100% impeccable, right, in its motivation and its execution. But he's also a pretty good character. The relationship that he has with his niece, the moments that they have are really heartwarming and moving. And towards the end, when he decided to let go of the girl because he understands that no matter how hard he tries, he cannot really change her heart. He is very gentlemanlike. He let it go. Obviously, not happy about that, but they remain friends, and he didn't do those very lowly things, right, that you see so often in romantic dramas. And he's so funny. Like, who doesn't like a person who just like walks with comedy, right, all the time? And the actor is brilliant. So that role I really like as a character in the drama. And there's so much more dramatic moments happening on his character than, say, the male lead character. For the more supporting roles, for example, the parents of our female lead character, they are mostly perfect. Like, this pair of parents are like the best parents you can possibly hope for in He Fanxin's circumstances. But even for these funny and really good parents, the mother is still, you know, not ideal, because she has twins, the brother and the sister, and she clearly adores the sister more than the brother. And the way she treated him is not always fair, and it actually angers me at points when she is so double standard. But then when you think about it, when you have like multiple siblings in the home, often parents would have their favorite, and for whatever reason they got into this habit always for 10s, 20s, 30s years of treating one differently than the other. It's not something that you can change overnight, and probably never will, but doesn't mean the parents don't like the lesser favorite one. So in this drama, it does play that dynamics too. And I appreciate that they're not treating the very ideal parents in a way to make them almost like saints and perfect. The relationship between the kids and the parents are not always perfect. There probably will always be some problems that never get ironed out, never get solved. But still, they're a family. When big things happen, such as when the dad is diagnosed with Alzheimer's, you see how the family come together. And in that scene when the dad went missing, how they reacted just broke my heart. And I love it so much that this drama, although it's heavily, right, writing on the romantic storyline of the leads, it also gives so much space to talk about other types of human connections between parents and children, between siblings, between friends. This drama, when it first came out, in its poster, in its design, in its promotion, makes you believe it's a romantic drama. It's a contemporary romantic drama about romantic love. But when you start watching it, you realize this is more like a 生活剧, right? A life drama. It's about what life feels like for the contemporary people living in Shanghai. And it gives you so much more content than, say, just having a central romantic relationship. It's actually not 100% what I expected it to be, but I really appreciate what it ended up being. And I have to say, had it been a only romantic relationship-driven drama, I would actually appreciate it much less. So if you haven't seen this drama yet, I would really recommend it to you. It's lighthearted, it's very fun. Almost every episode has something that will make you laugh. And there are so many adorable characters who are funny, who are lovable, and occasionally annoying. There's one last point I want to say is, right at the end when this drama finished airing, I think right before it, a couple of episodes before it happened, Song Qian's Weibo got attacked by mobs of people who basically saying your character is a bitch, therefore we hate you. That happens in Chinese internet on Weibo. If you play a character who is even in the slightest way imperfect, whatever, you get attacked. This is 21st century, people. Like, have you never heard about what drama is, right? It's not real. They are actors and actresses. They're playing roles that are not them. Her role, He Fanxin, is a pretty good person. Like, she's a good person who just isn't perfect. You can't be 100% always brave and, you know, like love wins it all. Totally disregard reality. We just do whatever our heart desires. Sorry, that's not how things work in reality. And that's why this drama is interesting, because it's looking at a problem and saying, if you're in that situation, right, you think, you believe you're this type of person, but when it happens to you, what actually would take place? Can you actually be 100% immune to the society's view on you and the pressures and all the very realistic worries and considerations that you need to think about, right? Going into a relationship that is, in many ways, the society doesn't quite approve. The drama is interesting because it creates characters who really do have dilemmas and who really cannot make the perfect choices all the time. Isn't that like really, really well written? And don't you like feel for her when she's in that situation where she has difficulties of making decisions? She has a section of the drama that she wavers, right, from what she initially believes in. So just because that happens, therefore she's a bitch. I'm like, excuse me? Why are people on internet literally giant babies, right? 巨婴. It's like, there's only black and white. You're either good or bad. You guys clearly can type and you've been educated. Why do you still look at people and the world in the toddler's way, in the terrible way of everything is fine? If this thing doesn't make me happy instantly, I'm gonna scream, I'm gonna cry, and you know, it's my enemy. I know internet amplifies that very negative part of human psyche, because you don't have to be held responsible for all the horrible things you say. Occasionally, I still get really worried about the general mental health and the maturity of humanity. Judging by the stuff that has presented itself on internet, I feel so sorry for Song Qian. I think she did a really good job doing this role. And her role, He Fanxin, I like her. I think she's a really good person and good enough and real enough. Basically in dramatic writing, right? If a character doesn't change from beginning to end, why are you watching the drama? Anyway, I should conclude this video with the last line spoken by He Fanxin in this drama, in voiceover. 愿你生命里有阳光. Wish there's sunlight in your life. 怀中有玫瑰, roses in your arms. 愿有屋檐让你躲过风雨. Wish there is eaves for you to hide from the storm. 愿时光眷顾你. Wish you are blessed by time. 愿你永远是少女. Wish You Are Forever 少女 Young Girl, because that's the original title of this drama, 资深少女的初恋. Thank you for watching Avenue X. I'll see you in my next video. Meanwhile, live long and happy drama watching.